Pandemic Legacy post-campaign, post-mortem, I guess. Should be noted that at the end of December, we neglected to do our 2 game end upgrades. I think at that point we used 2 of these unfunded events that were on the original sheet, I guess. So sure, we had cards we could have put those on.
Yeah.
Now we're just for our own curiosity, we're gonna go back over things that we didn't actually do. Like we're gonna see what Team Bravo there was. And James will, while I scratch this off, James will open box these.
Assume we fucked up a lot. What the hell? Oh. So there's one of these cards. One of the deck cards, Chris.
That's frightening. Is that what the 6th epidemic is?
Experiment vaccine program. Your colleagues in New Zealand have shown progress reducing the effects of the new epidemics with a controversial new formula. Its application is unconventional and may cause panic when administered. Add these 3 one-time events to the deck when you set the game. These cards do not count against your funding level. I have this one.
No, I want to see the card you just read. That's fucking crazy. Experimental vaccine.
One-time event. Experimental vaccine. Play after an epidemic is drawn, not an action. Increase the panic level of any one city to discard an epidemic card without effect.
Wow.
Destroy this card after use.
I kind of figured that.
This card has no effect on the infect step. Well,
Fiona, you're lucky that wasn't caught on film. I'd have 1 million hits. Cat just rolled off the table, for those who weren't. Increase the panic with any one city. This card epidemic card without effect. Destroy this card as you use. This card has no effect on the effect.
we get 3 experimental vaccines.
Wow.
That's insane.
Those are crazy. That's worth taking a 200-point hit. Plus the inevitable 9 points, depending on what city you. At least nine more points. Every one of those you use costs you at least 3 more points.
Yeah. Damn.
No military bases on the board. Fuck you, Calcutta. All right. Time is running out. Team Bravo, a backup team, comes to you with important information right now. Open package 6 and read its contents. Then open package 7 and read its contents. Any incomplete searches are considered complete. Destroy the associated objective cards. Oh, that actually tells you to destroy them. Nothing else told us to destroy the search cards.
Yeah. I guess that's the you failed.
Hang your head in shame.
That's insane.
Right? Those are really good. So there was no 6th epidemic. This was a complete red herring.
Yeah, it really was.
And there was no extra action. We have a blank slot on the action cards forever.
Which all in all is probably fine.
Untidy is what it is.
Yeah.
So we've got the basic one without the 8 front and back. We get the new one that slowly filled up, but then left this bottom one empty because this one was too many. This one was too big to fit on it.
Yeah. I wonder if they intend to have like one action. They're like, wait a second, we need like 4.
So, speaking of actions, we never self-sacrificed.
No.
We never consciously put up roadblocks.
We never put up roadblocks without it either being a game end upgrade or
the one-time event. Yeah. And we very rarely put up a quarantine without the quarantine special ability.
We never put it without a quarantine special.
We might have. The one time we got the 6 quarantine objective, I'm pretty sure. We did.
Oh, okay. I thought the quarantine specials did all those.
She might have, but not in successive turns. Because she can only do that ability once a turn. She might have Johnny Appleseed around. I don't remember what month that was. That was a while ago.
Let me see the characters.
So yeah, we also never used the Colonel or the Virologist. In terms of characters we did use, MVP by far. Look at this. Look how many times we used the stupid medic. He lost
a few.
He lost 4. He was both games in April we lost. He was in the March we lost, and he was in the first in December we lost. He was the only time he was not played since February was the loss we took at the beginning of August.
Who were we then?
I think we used the quarantine specialist instead because it was useful for the search.
Yeah.
So yeah, MVP by far. Norwood the medic took a scar he didn't have to because we were careless that one time.
Oops.
He was a veteran and a local connection. There was also rivals with Arnie and family members with Christina, which may or may not be why we lost that month completely. So that was the other thing that cost us points, was losing April in its entirety, right? That would have been another 20 points. That would not have pushed us over.
Yeah.
Or even if we cleared it at 40 points, that would not have pushed us. That would have been at 489. So it was the military base. The Kolkata military base is what cost us from a legendary victory.
That is.
Arnie was only ever played by Ray. Right? We should just rename that character Ray. Susan, January and December, never in between.
No, not just January, December. The first January and
Well,
the
only January
only
and the
January.
last December.
December.
Yes.
Susan's undefeated.
And also, you were the only one who was ever Susan. Loki, you were the only one who was ever Loki. He went 50-50.
No, shit happens.
Christina was only that one time Matt played, and she cost us both games. Leslie, again, only ever once. He was in the first half of April, which we
That's
lost. Herman, I'm sorry. He's friends with Leslie. So he was in the first game we lost. But we used him to Johnny Appleseed base all over the place to get there. So he's also a traitor.
Dirty bastard. He's also only me.
Right, because the one time we played him, it was you. Leslie, the quarantine specialist, mostly me, but Ray took her once, and James took her once. Sarah, the scientist, also mostly me. James was her twice, and Ray was her once. I was never her in August. That's interesting. And we screwed up without knowing it by having both Susan, the researcher, and the scientist in the same January game, so they could never be co-workers with each other, because that is a game-breaking combo that we just missed completely.
Yeah. Well, that's what we had in the first game.
And of course, we would be remiss to mention Clark, aka Sagittarius, our traitor.
Fuck Clark.
I played him once.
Right, you played him once and we lost. You played him twice, we won, and then he fucking turned traitor on us.
Did we win?
We did win that game, but he died in the middle of that. You won in March?
I played him.
Oh no,
We did it backwards.
You put the date backwards.
Yes.
This is the day we played. These are the months. So yeah, he was August and September only.
Yeah.
And he was co-workers with Sarah, and she never really noticed that he was missing. Because she did fine every other time she showed up. How many times did she lose? Sarah lost in March and in August. Yep, Sarah did okay. I think that's everything.
It's not unquarantined August.
Right.
August got blown up this last weekend, so.
We never got above 4
You got the
funding.
That's right, because we got 4.
Because we started at 4, and then we lost April back to back to throw May all the way up to 4. And then we did pretty well. So at 0 funding, we won 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And January and December, at least, we didn't draw
Yeah.
any of them, so we went virtual 0. Ugh.
So, just so we know, the other epilogues. The one, Legendary, we read that one.
Yes.
Disaster Bird, we read.
Disaster Verdict we earned.
We earned, yes. 525 to 675. Recovery in progress. Partial success. And a chance for recovery. The face of the world changes a lot in the ensuing wars. Humanity eventually recovers.
So what's the range on that one?
526 to 675.
So basically, Team Bravo pushed us down to 7 to 540. We were in that range of Team Bravo help us.
Yeah. 376 to 525. The struggle continues. The foundations of the world's civilizations are strong enough to recover, although it takes several generations and millions of lives to recover from the faded.
Let's go back to box.
375 and below.
Yeah.
Collapse!
Yes. 375 is below is you had some shit happen to you.
And 375 and below is you finished the game. You didn't win. You finished.
Yeah, right. You opened box 8. Team Bravo helped you out.
You probably lost every game.
Wow.
The world tumbles into chaos of the chaos of the new regime. It takes centuries of sacrifice to return civilization to its former levels.
So out of curiosity, So if you fail every game, chances are the city there's riots and outbreaks everywhere.
Yeah.
So the 375, the most you can get,
1,000, isn't it?
you get 480 for a perfect game. 12 wins, 12 games, 12 wins.
Okay.
Which also, by definition, gets you the double 100 for vaccinating and destroying. So
Yeah.
12 wins, 12 plays 12 wins is at least 680, which is disaster averted. So if you ace this game, you cannot do any worse than me.
Okay.
And then, so yeah, because I mean, that's assuming you do it without failing your searches.
Yeah.
I guess you could get the 3 objectives every time with never getting the search, and then
No.
be punished by Team Bravo.
Yeah.
And that's 200 points, but that seems unlikely if you're that crack.
Yeah. If you can win every game, you're probably not failing your searches.
We lost 100 points on calendar from losses.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And we lost.
80 points from the damn.
We lost quite a bit. Well, we lost 80 points. Damn, that pisses me off. We lost. Like I said, this only would have been 3 points if we had left that
Yeah.
correctly. But whatever.
0. It would have been 5 points.
Would have been. We still scored 2 points worse. It was only right.
It was
So
right.
it
No,
was-
it wasn't rioting. It was Cleveland.
No, we scored that as if it was right.
Oh, okay.
As penalty for the last month.
Oh, that's right, because unstable was the exact same as clean.
Yes, unstable and cleaners, and rioting is rioting, and then 1 point for anything that hasn't collapsed yet. We only had one city collapse, so I don't think cities is a viable. So if you don't have cities, you score 760. That's
Everything
240.
is everything's fallen, really.
I'm just saying, without cities, it's still disaster averted. But there's no way you can get that good without having a bunch of things not be rioting.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of points for this.
No, we lost a lot of points for this.
Yeah, the every time we lost like outbreaks and nonsense, it was almost always black
Yeah.
beating our faces in.
So
So here's an interesting question. So we only had 2 legit rioting cities in red,
Mhm.
and we had Europe. Europe had some issues.
Europe was fine until the last month, because that
Right,
went
yeah,
from,
Essen went from 2 to 4 easily in that month.
it did. No, it wasn't just easily.
And
That's
then
what happened.
Baghdad also fell that last month.
Yeah.
Mexico City had already collapsed.
We never burned down a research station either.
We did. We protected our research stations fiercely. And we put 4 of them up, and there were 4 of them still standing at the end of the game. I think that should be worth something.
Yeah. And we protected these.
And they were only there for a month and a half.
Yeah.
And actually, at the end of December, they could have blown up, and we would have noticed. We were done with them after the beginning of December.
Valid.
So here's something to consider before we end this video. How different would this game have been if we had correctly made red our coda and not yellow?
I think it would have been a lot different, because yellow you can survey from the war.
Yellow was very easy to contain, especially with the roadblocks we got for a while.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, it's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of exit.
no, that's
No, I mean,
One.
oh, right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of exit.
well, red has
For
1,
breaching
2,
containment.
3, 4, 5.
4, 5, 6.
Six.
Wow. So red's easy to contain, but it feeds back on itself a lot.
Yeah. I mean, yellow does too. Bogota is the worst possible case scenario.
And again, that shouldn't have been our city 0. Officially, LA should have been our city 0,
yeah, you're right. It should have been.
which wouldn't have made much of a difference.
It would mean that it would
It wouldn't really have made a difference.
made a difference in that search.
Maybe. I mean, we could just easily have had the LA card. We made Bogota binoculars anyway, so.
True. Blue would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Holy
and it's
fuck.
So, but I think blue is the hardest to have be coda just because you're guaranteed to start in Atlanta in January.
6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, blue is the hardest.
Blue is the hardest to contain,
Yeah.
but it may also be the hardest to become coda.
Red.
Just because we start in Atlanta in January.
So red, then black, then yellow, then blue.
Well, yeah, probably.
I mean, those are the colors that have the most, like, red has easily the least number of ways to get out.
Right.
Black's next, yellow's next, blue's last. I mean, red's dangerous. I mean, I almost feel like that the Coda color is just going to be. We have, I mean, two of our collapsing cities are yellow.
And our only collapse,
fallen-
our
only
only
fallen-
collapsed city, fallen city, yeah.
Yeah.
Baghdad and Essen just happened to be caught in the crossfire a bunch.
They got caught in the crossfire in the last month.
But if we were ignoring blue because it was fucking Coda, they'd all be dead.
Yeah.
Because it's like Paris feeds into 4 of them. I guess Bogota feeds into 5.
Yeah, I mean,
Crazy.
we got really lucky with Bogota.
It only outbreak once. Oh, finally put this game to bed. It's gonna be weird next week when we don't play this.
What are we gonna play?
I don't know. But that is the end of our Pandemic Legacy. I guess I get to turn comments on for the videos now and make them public.
Yeah.
Fun.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching if you guys were, and thanks for bearing with our voluminous mistakes.